Right. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm very excited to call this special meeting to order. It's one of our favorite meetings of the year because we get to honor outstanding citizens who have contributed back to our community. So with that, please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All Board of Selectmen meetings have give an opportunity for public audience, but I did want to let folks know we'll have our regular public audience at 6. So don't feel you need to speak now. There will be another opportunity. But of course, you're welcome to if you want. Today, each May, we celebrate hometown heroes that are chosen to recognize contributions of our residents as they give back to our community and who make our community better. In 1986, Governor William O'Neill, as part of the 350th anniversary of the founding of Connecticut, invited towns to designate residents as hometown heroes for any deed or service that made the community a better place in which to live. Since that time, the town of Simsbury has recognized its own hometown heroes at a special ceremony. You're going to be on television. Your name will also be inscribed on a plaque outside, so forever memorialized. So it is with great pleasure that I ask for a motion to recognize hometown heroes Leonard Lanza and Ika Scully.
So moved.
Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have 2 new hometown heroes. Very exciting. We're going to do presentations for them both, and we'll go in the order that they are in the programs. Cheryl Cook is going to present Len's, and Cheryl, if you can go down there, the green plant is Len's. And Len, if you can come up with her because we have the obligatory picture. First smile.
Well, that's good. And let me get to one more, please. Perfect.
And after we go through all this, we'll do one picture with the full board and both heroes. Okay.
So stand over here.
You can stand wherever you like.
Okay. Well, I must say, I am thrilled to be able to present to you with this Hometown Hero Award. Since I began my involvement with volunteering in the town, I have seen you everywhere I have been, everywhere I have volunteered, and at every event.
Like a bad penny.
And and you have been an inspiration. Len has been the commander of the Medicom VFW post 1926, and he assumes his post as the commander of the American Legion Post 84 next month. He has served as chairman of the Simsbury Veterans Memorial Committee since 2011, and he led the effort to design and build the memorial, which was dedicated in November. Len's longtime volunteer efforts go back to 1969 with the town's Tercentennial Committee. He also served as secretary of Simsbury's first Charter Revision Committee from 1978 to 1980. Len is extensively involved with the Memorial Day parades and Veterans Day planning committees. For 20 years, Len was Santa Claus for the Fantasy Flight to the North Pole, which benefited pediatric cancer patients, many of whom were from Simsbury. He has been a member of the Farmington Valley Association for Retarded and Handicapped, better known as FAVAR, since 1963. Len taught school in Simsbury for 4 years. He served as vice principal of Henry James Middle School and principal of Terriffill School and Latimer Lane School for a total of nearly 20 years. And for all of that service to Simsbury, we are profoundly grateful. And we are so pleased.
Opportunity to say a few words.
Okay.
You know that can be dangerous.
Fully aware.
There are those who say I can't say my name, American serial number in less than 5 minutes, but I'll give it a go. This is a tremendous honor, you know that. To be named a hometown hero for a town that I think is so great is really super. Since 1963, I've oftentimes been asked, why did we move to Simsbury? Jane and I were both from New Britain, downtown New Britain, third floor apartments. Both had long since been demolished when they started the redevelopment of the city. Making a long story short, I knew I didn't want to go back to New Britain. We lived there for 24 years. I had taught in Bristol for a while, for 6 months before going into the service. I knew I didn't want to go back to Bristol. I wasn't terribly familiar with most of the rest of the state of Connecticut. I'll ever be thankful to Uncle Sam for showing me that there are other parts of the world. One of the advantages of being a seagoing sailor is you have a lot of time to think, a lot of time to plan. There's not much else to do out there, folks. And it was during that process that I drew up a list of 10 places where I thought I might want to live in Connecticut, someplace very different from where I had been. And Simsbury wound up at the top of that list. I had only been here once, and that was when I came for an interview in December of 1962 with Bob Lindauer and Walt Dunn. I signed the contract within a week of that interview and started teaching here in September. In fact, I worked in this building for 2 weeks when I first came to town as a custodian. And in Belden's, our Central School for 2 weeks. Walt Dunn was the principal of Central and Belden, and Walt became a friend very quickly. We shared a lot of moments up in Terriffill before I even started teaching here. And Walt says, I got a job you can do. I've got a couple of custodians who are on vacation. So I'm the guy who learned the job from the bottom up, literally. But anyway, I can't think of any place I would rather call home. I've never felt any different from that. I've had a lot of opportunities over the years to go other places and just wasn't interested. I left to work, but it was within commuting distance. But anyway, it's a pleasure, it's an honor, and I'm grateful and will be forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our second recipient unfortunately cannot be here she had surgery and her foot is elevated and cannot be not elevated, but we do have her lovely husband, Mark, here to accept her award. And Mark, if you could please come up and join Elaine and that's for Ika. Len, you get to take that plant home with you.
There you go. And you get another plant, Mark, like you don't live on a farm or anything.
Wonderful, thank you.
I'm so excited to get to read this because as both a past president of the Historical Society and a person lucky enough to be a friend of Ika Scully, I am so happy to get to present this award, at least to you, Mark. And spoiler, I did invite Ika to come back when she is allowed to let her foot come off the ceiling to get a photo with the board, because we are so grateful for her amazing amount of energy to volunteering for the town. Ika is an import from Virginia, where she met and married hometown boy Mark Scully. Thank you for coming. And she's been a volunteer in and around Simsbury for many, many years. As a mother of 3 boys, she's started helping as an assistant den leader and a pack chairman of Cub Scout Pack 276. She spent many years playing various supporting roles for Boy Scouting in town. She's a member of First Church, where she's taught Sunday school and loves singing with the Women's Praise Choir. She supports various nonprofits in town, including the Farmington River Watershed Association and the Simsbury Land Trust, but primarily the Simsbury Historical Society. She served on the board for 6 years and started as a volunteer bookkeeper, but has ended up wearing many hats, as we do in a fully volunteer-run nonprofit. When one sees what needs to be done, one tries to get it done, is Ika's favorite quote. She has helped in gardening, running events, and education programs there, including rebuilding the 5th grade Colonial Day experience for all Simsbury elementary schools starting this year. Recruiting volunteers is a continual effort, and Ika is currently helping to organize our first historic house tour that we have offered in 22 years. It will be this June 4th, and I'm sure she asked you to specifically put the date in because she's very excited about it. All of her efforts have contributed to Simsbury genuinely becoming Ika's hometown. So I am thrilled that we get to honor Ika in absentia for being a true hometown.
We'll still clap for her. Mark, do you have a few words you'd
I
like
do
to
have
say?
some comments from Ika.
Okay.
The only credit I can take, as Elaine said, is bringing Ika to Simsbury. But she is very, very honored by this, very sorry she can't be here, and really tried up until late this afternoon to give it a go. But
She literally texted me 5 minutes ago, I
Yeah.
might come. Yeah.
she would love to be here and is honored. So I'm going to read her words. These are not mine. Receiving this hometown hero honor is humbling for this born and reared in Virginia gal, and drives home the realization that Simsbury is my hometown. I arrived here in 1984 after marrying Simsbury boy Mark Scully. My first climb up and the sudden view off of Talcott Mountain took my breath away. So this is where I have landed, I remember thinking to myself, wow. I remember shortly thereafter attending a Board of Selectmen meeting at the high school led by Mary Glassman. Impressive form of town government, I remember thinking, wow. Watching my kids on the Farmington River in a family canoe outings, their crew races, and the Troop 175 adventure race on and around the river, I also thought, so this is a way to use a valuable town resource. Wow. I remember the first time I peeked into the Phelps barn at the Simsbury Historical Society and seeing the peddler's cart, one of my favorite things there. That, too, took my breath away. So unusual and so much tangible history. Simsbury has a great, rich history. I'm glad to call Simsbury my hometown. And Ika would like to thank all the people who have volunteered with her, and especially the board of Simsbury Historical Society. So on her behalf, thank you.
Thank you. If you stay up, we'll bring the Board of Selectmen up front, and we'll do a picture with the hometown heroes. Then we'll do hometown heroes with their family.
You don't want me in a picture, right?
Yeah, come on.
Sure, Mark, come on.
I'll put you guys in the middle.
Show Ika what she missed.
Yeah. We're masters of taking pictures in strangers.
Basically, we've made it professional.
Okay.
You want a picture with your family? Sure. Okay, let's have the family up.
Yes, Lenny?
You want to get his picture?
You want your plan?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you want the plan.
What would I do?
I want to know what you were doing volunteering in 1969, because I know you had other things to do.
That's right.
Someone was home with a newborn.
I had a newborn.
Y'all are gonna have to close this. All right, that's gonna work. All right, hold on. Great.
Okay, we'll do one with Mark. Did we lose Mark? No, there you are. Come on, Mark. Okay. Oh, should we get you want to grab the flowers?
We need a full picture of Ika. I told you guys appear regularly at meetings. You can come back. We'll do another one.
All right, Pam. And Pam, thank you for nominating.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was a pleasure. Well deserved.
All right.
I'm sending these to Ika.
So, if people would like to join us out in the hall, we've got cookies and water. I'll just take a motion to adjourn the special meeting. Second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Cookie time. So let's go out.
How you doing? I haven't seen you in so long. Hey, and it's like the ship's passing.
My dear friend.
I know. Well, I was nudging.
Did hear that as I was walking in, thank you.
Budget presentation, and Parks and Rec came in.
Hi, Jane.